Hello, my name is Harry. I'll be presenting and analyzing an artist named Assyri Hurrian Nessie. I'll be discussing two of her paintings and how her identity is conveyed. Assyri Hurrian Nessie is a British Nigerian artist born in 1982. She is commonly known for large-scale paintings resembling old photographs, usually displaying family, friends, and other common events. For example, eating breakfast, birthday parties, etc. She has a very unique comic-like style while maintaining the atmosphere of old nostalgic photographs taken in the 50s, 60s, or 70s. Her paintings display a dreamlike filter commonly seen in old movie posters, cover art, and trailers. She's heavily attracted to the aesthetic due to her love for old movies and shows. She's also very attracted to the fashion, and since she is British Nigerian, the fashion was a little different. It gave her lots of nostalgic memories from childhood, going through her parents' wardrobe and being in love with the clothes they used to wear. And these aspects tend to be included in her paintings. She comes out as a very sentimental person. When she plans out for a painting, she goes through various personal photo albums, picking through the photos that speak um, out to her, something that gives her a sense of connection. The painting tends to resemble the 50s, 60s, or 70s. She's very drawn to those eras because to her, people in that era tend to convey more appreciation towards the ordinary and everyday events. So in this presentation, I'll be analyzing how identity and culture are expressed in the language of paintings. I'll be doing this by analyzing specific areas including style, emotion, subject choice, or any other decision the artist makes that expresses a sense of identity. After some research, those attributes um, were the ones that conveyed the most identity. Prioritizing those areas would be more appropriate. So for the first painting, I'll be analyzing one called The Birthday Party. This, like many other paintings, the painting resembled a style much like an old photograph. This particular photograph was taken during 1969. In fact, it came from a different source and it did not belong to her personal photo album. It came from a stranger's, um, another African family's album. This presented a common theme of style, subject choice, and composition. For example, we notice a bright filter that is shown throughout the painting, but is especially noticeable on the people. Obviously, the old photographs had lots of flash, which was expertly conveyed through the comic-like style painting seen here. In the painting, we see a handful of African individuals celebrating a birthday party. Another common theme is that she primarily paints African people, which heavily introduces her identity um, of being British Nigerian. We notice heavy emphasis on the fashion through saturating the clothes and minimizing the dark shadings. She maintains its vibrant traditional colors in the fashion that she adores. This emphasis shows a lot of African culture through patterns and other various styles seen in the woman's top or this man's shirt. As being British Nigerian, she shows small features of her British identity. The pink cap here shows the Arsenal Football Club badge. This obviously reflects the British identity through Arsenal being an English football club based from London, which is where she was born and raised. As for the composition, we see nostalgic photographic composition representing a lot of her childhood memories of taking similar photos, like shown on the painting here. Overall, the painting represents a lot of her African identity through the individuals and vibrant colors and clothes and the wallpaper, etc. Um, so for the next one, this painting is called The Future Isn't What It Used to Be. Again, this, like many of her paintings, a common style and theme is shown. Most of her style choices tend to emphasize characteristics that indicate her identity and her love for older decades of the 50s and 60s. As for the title, it might not necessarily show her identity. The future isn't what it used to be. This actually refers um, to her inspiration for creating these paintings. As mentioned before, she claims that people in this day and age are much less appreciative towards ordinary events, unlike the people we see in this painting here. In this is one of her more popular paintings, and it really shows. Again, in the painting, we notice a lot of African culture and characteristics. Some of the fashion we see comes from the African background. We notice lots of traditional African foods on the table. Again, lots of foods were well emphasized to the amount of detail it's put in, to the point it almost looks real. And the food has a different perspective on the table. The perspective is quite odd and a little different seen on most of the dishes, which is a emphasizing technique she uses to show her African identity. Another small feature is that she ends up is that the Martin Luther King badge on this lady's shirt. This is another big indicator to show her um, to show which group she belongs to. And for British identity, um, lots of British items like the Guinness beer and the various Guinness posters in the background. Guinness is an Irish beer, but I'm sure it still counts as British. So since she does the ordinary scenarios, most of the characteristics shown convey lots of relatability to her and lots of other individuals belonging to the same culture, which is why I think these characteristics are representing her own identity. So overall, the series, her Harriet essay uses the language of paintings to indicate her identity through various techniques to indicate her background, the group she belongs to, and childhood. She does this by using the photographic style to make the painting become more personal and sentimental. And she paints small features that indicate her identity through fashion, objects, foods, and other aspects. Thank you.